Hey, welcome. So, today we're diving into something really important: healing from our past. It's a path a lot of us walk, right? But what if the way we've been told to heal, the map we've been handed, is just wrong? So, let's just start with this big question right here. I mean, you've heard it a million times, right? Just forget about it, move on. But what if that's not the answer? What if healing has nothing to do with forgetting at all? Honestly, just thinking about that for a second, it can change the whole game. All right, so let's get into our first big topic here. We're basically going to take apart this huge myth. The idea that healing means you have to, perform some kind of mental surgery on yourself and just cut out all the bad memories. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Something painful happens, and your first instinct is just, I wish I could erase this. You just want to wipe the whole thing clean, make that memory disappear. It's totally natural. It's a human thing to want to just make the pain stop. But then we get this. This idea right here completely flips that instinct on its head. It's saying, loud and clear, that healing is not about getting amnesia. It's not about pretending the past didn't happen. The memories, they're still going to be there. And the fact that it hurt, yeah, that's part of the story too. And look at this. It really lays it all out side by side. You've got the myth, the thing we're always told: healing equals forgetting. Just erase it, leave an empty space where the pain used to be. But then you have the reality we're talking about today. Healing is about reframing. It's not about ripping pages out of the book. It's about learning how to read the story differently. Okay, so if we're not trying to forget, then what are we supposed to do? And that's exactly what this next part is all about. This is really the core of it: learning how to see our past differently. So here's the key. It's not about trying to delete the file from your computer's hard drive, right? It's about changing how you feel when you click on it. And this isn't about denial. It's not pretending it wasn't a big deal. No, it's actually about taking your power back, deciding that memory doesn't get to control you anymore. So how do we actually do this? Well, you can think of it like a three-step process. First, you just have to acknowledge it. Really look at their memory, straight on, no judgment. Then you start to create a little space. You separate the event from the overwhelming feeling. And finally, you reframe the whole thing. You start to see it for what it is: a chapter in your story, for sure, but not the whole book. And this quote, wow, it just nails those last two steps. The key words right here are just a memory. Think about that for a second. That's such a huge shift, isn't it? It takes the power away from the experience. It's not a monster in the closet anymore. It's just a memory. So let's break that down, because it's a really big deal. What does it actually mean for something to be just a memory? It means you get that the event is over. It's in the past. It's part of your history, yeah, but it doesn't get to call the shots in your life right now. It's a fact from the past, not something that's still happening to you today. All right, so if we can do this, if we can actually reframe our past, what happens next? What's the payoff? Well, this last part is where things get really interesting, even a little radical, because it's not just about feeling better. It's about what you've actually gained from the experience. And this idea, I just think this is incredible. The thought that our most painful moments aren't the end. They're not the sad conclusion. They're actually the beginning of our story's depth. It's like, instead of seeing scars as just damage, you start to see them as what gives your life story its meaning, its richness. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it's the most surprising part. That awful experience made your life interesting. Now, I know that can sound wild, maybe even a little insulting. How could something so terrible be interesting? Well, let's dig into what that really means. Okay, so interesting here doesn't mean fun or enjoyable, obviously. Not at all. It means your life becomes richer, more complex. When you go through something hard, you build this incredible resilience. You develop this deep empathy for what other people are going through. You get a perspective that you just can't get any other way. These experiences, they make your story one of a kind. They make it yours. So that's where we'll leave it. It turns out healing isn't about ripping pages out of your life's book. It's about learning to reread those pages with a new understanding. It's about seeing the strength and the wisdom that came out of the struggle. So the real question for you isn't about what's written in your past, but how you're going to choose to read it, starting today.